So prior to doing the reality show, you had a blog already. But people don't really know who you are outside of the reality show so far. When did you start your blog and why?
I started in 2004, and I made my site official in 2008. And the reason why I started a blog was because I was helping my husband with his projects that he was doing in the industry. And I was just around a lot of different things. So I just decided to write about my experiences on the blog.
So is that how you got onto the show? Your husband is already in the music industry, and that was your entry into doing the show?
No, my husband had nothing to do with me being on the show. I happened to be dealing with a publicist at the time who was friends with one of the producers of the show. His name is Tone Boot. Shout out to Tone. And they already had their cast handpicked, and it was pretty much a done deal. But they wanted to add someone brand new, a fresh face, someone that no one really didn't know about me. And they wanted just to bring that spice. And so I interviewed with them, they loved me, and I became part of the cast.
Now, in the beginning of the show, the very first episode, Kim Osorio basically said bloggers are at the bottom of the barrel. Now, a lot of bloggers didn't take lightly to that comment.
Right.
How do you feel about being called the bottom of the barrel?
When people talk and comment, I really don't care what people have to say, but I understand where she's coming from with the comment, because in the entertainment world, as far as the artists and the celebrities, when they hear the word blogger, they get a negative thing. And the reason for that is because a lot of major websites, who we will not say their names on here, who report stories and make up these fabricated lies just to get you to click, give us a bad name. I like to consider myself a very reputable site. I know I have a lot of blogger friends who are very reputable. So, you know, some sites give bloggers a bad name, and most artists and celebrities don't want to deal with bloggers.
Now, with that comment, bloggers being at the bottom of the barrel, some of us, I actually thought that maybe that whole beef with you and Miss Drama was fabricated. Because if these are the two bottom of barrels, why not get them to fight?
Right.
So, is that a real beef?
It's not a real beef in the sense that she never slept with my husband, she never did nothing to my kids, and she never took no money away from me. So, in that sense, no, it's not a real beef. However, me and Miss Drama were cool at one point. Before this show even came to fruition, we were cool. We would see each other at events and say hi to each other. However, when she was around certain people, and when the cameras turned on, she became this whole nother entity that I didn't know who she was. So I told her to her face, if that's who she was, I didn't like her.
So that's why you're not cool with her anymore.
Right, because it was just this ignorant, boisterous, loud, popping off at the mouth for nothing kind of girl. And that's not what I know her as. I know her as a very respectable, friendly individual, but that's not what she was portraying when the cameras turned on. So I said to her, if that's who you are, then I don't like it. But I said that to her face. And so what happened was, she was talking about me with other cast members, and it was coming back to me, things that she was saying. So my thing was, when Angela had that party, why come up to me and say hi? Because if you don't like me, then just don't like me and stay on your end of the room, and I'll stay on mine. But, you know, I didn't respond to her in the way that she wanted me to respond. And, you know, she kept making it an issue. What y'all didn't get to see was the fact that I told her twice, now is not the time to have this kind of conversation. But she kept going and going.
Right.
And so that's what y'all saw.
So, I'm not really sure if you are aware of this by now, but you're kind of becoming the breakout star of the show. Right? Every week.
You think so?
Well, every week we kind of see a story revolves around you. Whether you're breaking news, you know, K Fox, you know, possibly speaking with Minnow,
right?
The whole Miss Drama thing. So from the very first episode, it was kind of like the Vivian show, right?
Okay.
So being that you're becoming this reality personality, how are you prepared to deal with now all these eyes are going to be looking at you because the tables are turned. You're writing about celebrities, and you're now potentially becoming a celebrity, right? Are you prepared to deal with all these eyes now zooming in on you and potentially writing stories about you?
Well, I hope y'all do write about me. It doesn't bother me. People watch every move because I believe whatever you do in the dark comes to the light, and I'm not worried about anything that I've done. So, is it tough sometimes now because I have relationships with certain celebrities? I can't write certain things. That plays a part in it, but for the most part, I think my stories are very respectable. I try not to put my own opinion into a story. I try to just report what it is. And I always act, if you go through my Twitter, I act the people I'm talking about. Right. So they have every chance to look at the story and, see that it's cool. I'm not out to bash anybody.
But are you prepared for
the backlash?
The backlash.
Yes.
What about, well, for you, if it's about you, you have a thick skin. You seem like you have thick skin, but are you prepared for it to be your family?
See, that's what I'm not.
Family member.
No. I'm not prepared for that, and I handle everybody in the way that I feel I need to handle them. Because I just feel like this. If you have an issue with me, keep it on me. You can call me fat, whore, whatever you want to say. I can deal with that. You talk about my family, and that's an issue for me.
The ending of this past episode, we did kind of see that a little bit, where we got a sneak peek of your daughter who's transforming into a man, correct? And we're going to get to see you have a conversation with her now. How does that affect you as a mother, knowing that, okay, now there is going to be comments made, or opinions given about your daughter? How are you prepared to deal with that and have a conversation with her about that?
Well, I did have a conversation with her about that because one thing about me is my kids come first. So I made a very we both had a very conscious discussion about, do you want this to be on TV? Because it was never my intention to bring my personal life into this show. It was to be about my career and how I go about getting stories. And unfortunately, as you can see from the previews, someone decided they wanted to talk about my child. And unfortunately, because they mentioned something about my child and I checked them the way that I did, is what created this storyline for me about me and my child. So I did have a discussion with my child and just let him know that, there will be a million eyes on you. People will have things to say. Although most of it will be positive, there will be negative as well. So we're both prepared for that. We have thick skin. And
what about the stigma of your marriage? Look like it's a healthy marriage. You and your husband seem like you're really good friends.
That's important. Yeah,
and that's great, and we love seeing that. But there's a stigma. You get on reality TV. You start off in a great relationship, and then a year from now, 2 years from now, you hear, oh, they're getting divorced.
No. Here's the thing. A lot of things with celebrities. Sometimes celebrities are busy. They have different schedules, and they're not always with their partner. So they meet somebody, they start dating, and you like that person, and then all of a sudden you want to get married, but you haven't been with that person long enough. I've been with my husband for over 13 years. I've only been married to him for 3. So we've been through our ups and downs. We've dealt with a whole lot of situations. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. Not me, not him, not you, not you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just who you're going to deal with. You know how that old saying, everybody got some shit with them. It's just whose shit you going to deal with. That's what I was always told. So my husband is a good person, and he's my friend before anything. So I think once you have that trust and communication with someone, then nothing else comes between that.
So you're not worried about potentially breaking up and getting divorced, anything like that?